Hello everyone, welcome back to episode 70. Woo! I'm very excited about that. Episode 70. Who'd have fucking thought it? Thank you for joining me. I hope you are well. What are you up to? Is it sunny where you are? Because it's pissing it down here. And I know I'd say don't complain about weather, but I'm getting fucking sick of it now. I am sick of it. I need some sun. But I'm sure it's on the way. Surely. It must be coming soon. And if you're listening to this on Monday, I've just had a text off someone saying, I hope you're okay. And I was wondering why, but I've just realised that this would have been my second wedding anniversary. Am I crying into my cornflakes this morning? Absolutely fucking not. Am I about to go for a dip in the waterfall and spend the day with a lovely, gorgeous 6'9" man who looks like he's been carved from stone by a Greek god? Yes, I fucking am. So if you're feeling sad over a boy for any reason today, fear not. It seems that all's well that ends well. So anyway, we are distinctly lacking some sunshine here in England. And I was scrolling on Instagram the other day and I saw this quote that said, stay around people who make you feel like sunshine. And obviously when you're in the sun, you feel happy, you feel connected to people, connected to the earth. We tend to spend more time outside, socialising, and it just generally makes you feel good. I think we can all agree on that. But there are people in your life that also feel like sunshine, and I have several of those people. I'm very lucky. But one of them in particular, the one that springs to mind, is my lovely friend and colleague, Rachel. Rachel Babes. She is the most sunny personality I have ever met in my life. And there are lots of people that I love, that I adore, but there's no one who has got a personality that bright and magnetic. And I was thinking about what it is that makes her like that. When you are in her energy, you want to be with her as much as possible because she can lift you from a really shitty mood to feeling really good again very quickly and without even trying. In fact, I don't even think she knows that she does this. And having that kind of magnetic energy is the highest form of being attractive because you're attracting the right people into your life, or the people who you're going to vibe with. You're also attracting positive experiences, you're attracting your manifestations because you are being a high frequency being, So I was thinking about what makes us be magnetic, because I'm sure there's people in your life that you can think of that are like my Rachel. So it might be somebody, it might not even be somebody that you know that well. It could be, it doesn't have to be a close friend like we are. It could be just a colleague. It could be a relative, or it could be a neighbour. It could be somebody who works in a shop. It could be anyone. But the chances are that you probably will be friends with them because you'll want to be around that person. So you will make an attempt to be in their energy because it's good for you. It brings you up. So I was trying to think about what makes her like that. And I've come to the conclusion that the thing that makes her this magnetic being that everybody wants to be around and feels happy when they see is that she is 100% herself. She's not, just this fake kind of smiley, says all the right things person at all. In fact, I would say she rarely says the right thing. She fucking says the wrong thing quite often. For example, when I was crying on a flight to Benidorm with her and she could see I was totally terrified, she thought it was highly amusing and then reminded me that as well as all the weight of the passengers when I was saying, I don't know, it's going to stay up because there's all these people on it, and getting myself all worked up about the heaviness of a plane, she also reminded me of the luggage. So she often says the wrong thing. So I know that that proves to me that she is not somebody who tries to be liked. She just is naturally. She's naturally magnetic, and it is because she is 100% herself. She's authentic. She's whoever that person is, she's that person all the time, no matter the setting, like literally no matter the setting. We could be at a funeral, we could be at a party, we could be in a meeting. She's the same version, and it sometimes gets us in trouble. And not being yourself is a trap that most of us fall into. And we're told all the time, oh, just be yourself. Everybody will love you, be yourself. But there's so many pressures to be what people want from you. So there's lots of influences around us all the time that are stopping us from being 100% of ourselves because we're worried that of what people think about us. And if you can develop that ability to be 100% yourself all the time, you will become magnetic. There's no doubt about it, because you are unique and there's nobody like you. And when we try and be like other people, or we try and fit in, or we try and people please, that actually pushes what we want away from us, because it's giving off this energy of being false, of not being who you really are. And what you find is when you stop trying to people please and you stop trying to fit into different groups that you don't really feel drawn to, or you get into a relationship and you act like somebody else for the first few weeks, is there is no stability in the connections, because you are giving off that energy of not being authentic, and it's a feeling, like people pick up on it. And that's why we are drawn towards those rare people who have mastered that and who are 100% themselves. Another thing is that the friendships and the connections that you've got at the minute, or maybe historically, will start sometimes to fall away and not work anymore. So somebody that you might have been really close to, when you be 100% yourself, might not like that anymore. They might take offence to certain things. They might feel like you're not putting them first, or whatever it is that has changed. And your relationships fall away, but they come back together even better, if not quite as big, perhaps. And I always felt like I had loads of friends for many years, but I think that was probably because I would make an attempt to fit into different groups. From my perspective anyway, I would be a bit of a chameleon to make sure that I could fit in with that group, because I wanted the approval, whether it was a friendship or a relationship or a relationship with a family member or something like that. And I would mould myself, even relationships with bosses. I don't mean I was shagging the boss, I wasn't. But in all my past jobs, I would try so hard to change and be somebody they wanted me to be, and I would never be seen, because I was giving off that energy of not being authentic. And the second that I stepped into that and stopped giving a fuck what everybody thought, and didn't say yes to everybody, and didn't put other people before myself, which you should never do, ever, a whole new world opened up to me. Opportunities started coming through. People came into my life that I might have actually known but never been friendly with, because I didn't realise what a great person they were before. And you get all these right connections just coming through that click with you. Everything falls into place. You start being successful in whatever you're working in. You are loved by more people. And you also don't need as much of that love to make yourself feel better, because you've accepted who you are and you feel worthy and you feel loved yourself. And the vibration of being in that state is very, very high frequency. So you will attract all of those things towards you, those positive, good, happy experiences in your life, because you are vibrating at that high frequency. You'll become like a walking magnet. And something that I have noticed, although I've lost lots of people out of my life and I now have a very small circle, the quality of those connections is so high. Like, I would trust these people with anything. And that's so much more valuable than having 100 friends, is to have 2 or 3 really, really good friends and good connections. So one of the things that I now get told, since I've moved out of that people pleasing, being a chameleon, trying to mould myself and manipulate myself, where you might be now, or you might have come from as well, is that they give me the best compliment anybody could ever give me, which is that people feel safe in my energy, in my presence. And there is nothing I like to hear more than that. And it doesn't always come out like that. It might be that they feel like I'm the friend in real life, even though we've never met. Or it could be that somebody rings me when they're feeling really low and they need somebody to talk to, even though it might seem like a bit of a random person to ring. And that feeling of having magnetic energy is one of the best feelings in the world, because it allows you to do so much. It allows you to bring in what you desire. It allows you to connect with the right people. It allows you to align with your purpose and not feel tied to things like jobs that you hate or that you're not enjoying, that's making you miserable, or all these fucking social norms that people just accept and live by without even thinking, and it just frees you completely. When you are 100% yourself, you will lose what is not meant for you. Definitely, there's no doubt about it, and that can be really painful as well, because some things you don't want to lose, but they're going, whether you like it or not, because when you are 100% yourself, not everybody's going to like it, and that could be your employer, it could be your ex, it could be your friend, it could be family members, because you're not going to be prioritising anybody apart from yourself. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't look after and care for people. The opposite, in fact. But you're keeping your cup full, so you're not doing stuff that makes you unhappy anymore. For me, I don't do fucking christenings. Nah. Babies' birthday parties. Nah. They're out for me. And that pisses a few people off. But the right people, they totally understand it. And there's no issue with it. That's just a little example, but you will lose what is not meant for you 100%, but don't fear that, because what you'll get back will be of such higher quality that you will not regret the trade that you've done. Being authentic is just about fully owning who you are and who you truly are at your core, without hiding behind any pretenses or trying to make yourself something that you're not, and embracing all of your weird, quirky shit and your vulnerabilities and your insecurities, and celebrating your strengths as well, and also bigging yourself up and saying what you're good at and sticking to your values, because that is what makes you you. There's only one of you, and there's a reason why. It's because you are supposed to be fully that person in order to enjoy your time here while you are here, before you might go back into an egg, if you listen to last week's episode, and reincarnate as a random historical figure. So really think about what are your strengths and lean into them, and lean away from things that you are not naturally inclined towards or drawn towards. That doesn't mean that you can't make improvements and that you can't work on a skill, but if you know you're shit at organising but you're great with ideas, you create the ideas and let somebody who's really good at organising do the organising. Do you know what I mean? So lean into what you are good at, and don't be afraid to show everybody what that is. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. The reason that we don't put ourselves out there, or that we only put ourselves out there as a certain version, is because we have this natural fear of judgment, and we develop that. When I say natural, it's not really natural. It's developed, it's learned, because when we're a baby, we don't have any fear of judgment then. We'll fall all over the place and, eat whatever we find on the floor and roll about with our arse out. There's no issue then, is there? But then when we get older and we start to learn all these beliefs that we don't fucking need off people and our surroundings, then we start to fear what people will think, and that really limits what we do. So we can't really be 100% ourselves without a fair bit of effort, because we are conditioned to believe that we need to be a certain way. There's so many examples of that, and I won't go into it, but I really feel like I am a completely different person from the one I was a couple of years ago. And I've never been happier than I am now, because I feel like I am 100% myself. That doesn't mean that I feel like I'm perfect. I'm definitely not. Nothing like. I wouldn't like to be perfect. I have loads of insecurities about things, like little things. I struggle with my thoughts. Like sometimes I think negatively and I have shitty thoughts about myself. But ultimately, I don't try and overcorrect them to be somebody else, because I've learned that I can work through that, but I can't fully enjoy my life and fulfill my purpose if I am not being 100% myself. And I try very hard on this podcast, and I think that is one of the reasons that it is pretty successful now, is I try very, very hard to keep it real and like be myself. And I try to share with you when things have gone tits up or when I've been doing something negative or whatever it is, because I always want you to know that I am no different from you. Whatever I'm doing, so can you. I'm learning at the same time as you. So I hope that that comes across, and I think it does, because I see a lot of things in my reviews saying that, you know, they feel like I'm a friend, or that they just enjoy listening to me. Like some of you, I'm pretty sure at least 50% of you just like my Bolton accent, I think, which is wild. Another thing that I tried to kind of not no, I didn't try, I decided not to, but I considered trying to like fix my accent a bit and speak a bit more proper, and I thought, fuck that, because it's not me, is it? It's, you can get that from somebody else, but it's not from me. So I always want to be 100% myself, and I really encourage you to do that too. So what I'd like you to do is think about which areas of your life are you moulding yourself to be something else, or restricting yourself, or being a chameleon, being a yes man or woman. Where are you not being 100% authentic, and what are the results from that? So if it's at work, are you being noticed? Are you being put forward for the job that you want? Are you being paid more? Does your boss absolutely adore you? Or is it that they're actually just giving you more work and putting more on you and expecting more of you and feeling less grateful for you? It's very interesting the way that the dynamics shift in any kind of relationship or situation when you do become 100% yourself. Don't be scared that people won't like you, because it'll be the opposite effect. People will love you much more than they did before when you weren't 100% who you are. So yeah, have a think about that and let me know in the Facebook group what you find out about yourself and which areas you want to be more authentic in. Also, has anyone seen the Barbie movie? Because I was not into Barbies particularly when I was a kid, but I am very, very drawn to go and watching it for some reason. I think it's because of that Billie Eilish song. I really like it. But I've just Googled what is the message behind the Barbie movie, because I didn't want to watch too much of the trailer because I'll spoil it for myself. But it says that the major theme in the Barbie film is accepting everything about yourself, flaws and all, by including discontinued versions of Barbies and Ken dolls, as well as incorporating new additions like Cellulite Barbie. I am fucking here for her. So let me know what you thought of it. I'm going to go and watch it this week, and I will speak to you all on Monday. Have a fantastic week. See you later.